On Get Up with Sal and Swagoo, I'm Greeny. Jerry Jones is never one who is shy to speak his opinion. And here is what he just told Peter King about the Cowboys' Super Bowl expectations. Quote, I know how hard it is to win one of those. You shouldn't give up the ghost because you fall short in a highly competitive league. Just because we haven't won it in so long doesn't mean what we've done is meaningless. And I think this year we're in better position to win it than we have been in years. We have the team and we have the quarterback. Swagoo is our beloved former Cowboy. Is he right? Are they in the best position to win it that they have been in years?
I believe so. I thought about this answer for a while.
Yeah.
You know, Jerry can get outlandish and say some things that really don't make sense. But when you think about it in totality, you look at this team, but more importantly, you look at the NFC in general, right? Like, there's not a lot of teams that we consider really contenders for the Super Bowl. Dallas is in that upper echelon of teams. If you went down the line, it would be Philly, San Francisco, and Dallas. And obviously you got Detroit in there, who's a hot topic for everybody, and some other teams may emerge later on. But when you look at Dak Prescott, who I do believe the interceptions will go down. Last year I thought was an anomaly. That is not him traditionally playing the position. And you look at this team from an offensive standpoint. Last year I talked about, I had a conniption with you about not having enough weapons. And it came to fruition against San Francisco when they suffered one injury. There was nothing else to go to. I love the fact that you bring Brandon Cooks in. It seems like the rapport is built well with Dak. You think about this team from the standpoint of Tony Pollard. I like Deuce Vaughn, who's electric. There's another move I'm going to talk about later that I want to see Dallas make. But I think they are in a great position because defensively now, opposite of Diggs, Stephon Gilmore walks in the building. I think that changes the dynamic of who they are from a defensive standpoint. It's probably as good a chance as any when you really think about it.
Are the Cowboys better than they've been? Do they have a better chance than they've had?
Yeah, for exactly the reasons why Marcus said. I mean, the NFC is wide open. But here's the thing. There's a roadblock at the end.
Absolutely.
The Super Bowl goes through Philadelphia in the NFC. We know that. And that hasn't changed. The Eagles have what no other NFC team has right now. They have a solidified offensive line with two bona fide Pro Bowlers and maybe two guys going to the Hall of Fame in Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce. And in my view, Marcus, they have the best quarterback in the NFC in Jalen Hurts. He's playing at a super high level in this training camp. He's dialed in, confident, complete command. Brian Johnson, remember, was coached now in South Texas by Jalen Hurts' father. They've known each other since Jalen Hurts was 4 years old. They're very together. They're very on the same page as a new offensive coordinator can be with his young quarterback. And Jalen Hurts is still young, but he's very, very good.
How would you describe the gap between the Eagles? If it sounds to me like we all agree, because I do too. The Eagles are the best team. How would you describe what you perceive the gap to be between Philly and Dallas?
It's not huge. It's a smidge. And you think about it, like Sal obviously talking about Brian Johnson relationship. New offensive coordinators take time. It takes time. It doesn't matter if you have Patrick Mahomes or you have Josh Allen. We see Josh Allen going through it a little bit with the departure of Daboll and bringing in Ken Dorsey. We saw some struggles with the rapport. But more importantly, I think this offense for Philly will be elite. Jalen to me has ascended. He's going to play that way and be consistent rest of his career. And when you got an offensive line and nobody, the great thing is nobody is talking about Philly offensive line. You know why? Because they good and they together. The other side of the ball with young players could be an issue. I've seen it in this league time and time again. Those guys' time on task and how fast they develop. I'm not talking about individuals. They are very good individually. The thing that Philly did better than anybody last year from a defensive standpoint was how tied they were together, especially up front. The rapport that they had, the understanding of how they rush, because that was their calling card. As much as we talked about the secondary and guys playing well, that front and the pressure that they generated led the league in sacks. When you implement new pieces, it takes a little bit of time. Coming from a former defensive lineman, we'll see how long that takes. But both of these teams, listen, man, this is why the game is the greatest game. Because regardless of what we show you on paper, if it's close with talent, it's all about the 3 hours that you meet up. That's why the NFL is the greatest game, right? And every one of these opportunities are going to matter for you.
It is a smidge. I agree with Marcus. But the real gap is in the quarterback play. You know You know, games are won and lost
100%.
when your quarterback turns the football over.
Yeah.
Put your team in harm's way. And that's what Dak Prescott did last year. That's what Jalen Hurts has not done. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Turnovers at the quarterback position. If your quarterback doesn't turn the ball over, gives you a chance to win every single week.
Don't forget, you can watch Get Up every weekday morning on ESPN between 8 and 10 a.m. Eastern. And stay tuned for more exclusive content from Get Up on YouTube as well.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.